85% of people prefer text over email and phone calls because they want to engage in a conversation. All text messaging is not equal. Customers respond to people, not bots. Be more like people and start having conversations that end in conversions. Use Scipio.
So you know Jack, my first
your son?
Yes. So Jack loves police officers.
Oh, I saw this picture on Instagram. Yeah.
So I'll give you the backstory. It's a fascinating story. So my dad, he often bikes down to Legends boxing gym and he goes boxing. And he likes to bike down, and then usually he'll text me or my wife and be like, "Hey, can you drive me home?" Because it's downhill there. He doesn't want to drive.
Like, I'm not doing that uphill.
I'm not doing that uphill.
Yeah.
So we usually go pick him up, pick his bike, drive home, right? So I was working today, so he texts my wife Joy, and Joy heads over to pick him up, and he gets distracted for a little. He goes inside and then basically like comes out. I was like, "Did you already put my bike in the car?" And she's like, "No." So his bike gets stolen.
Right.
And he's like,
tragic.
And he's like, my wife, my mom, he's like, she's going to kill me. And my Joy is like, of course, that's like your number one concern. Right. Not the bike being stolen, is that
but more the consequence.
The spouse is going to rag on you for not taking things seriously. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, I'm around that with me. I'm the same way.
I am also the same way. I recently was pulling into the garage and hit my car with Abe's car. And immediately it's like the damage is not that severe. I can definitely cover it. Yeah. The trauma is dealing with his reaction. Hey, so you can't park the car now. Right.
Exactly. Anyway, so they called the police like, hey, my bike got stolen, and an hour goes by and they call him back. They're like, hey, found the bike. Weirdly enough, the guy rode it from the boxing gym over on the other side of the freeway to the Cafe Rio. And then he went and just abandoned it? Yeah, he abandoned it. And he went in line and then was standing behind a cop. And so when they called the police, they like, hey, they're looking for a bike. This is the bike. And like the cop like looked out, saw the bike, saw the shady guy, and then just like arrested him.
Crazy.
Yeah. Anyway.
To think of a bike stealing event ending with 1, getting the bike back, and 2, catching the guy has possibly never been done before.
Yeah. Anyway, so my wife like brought him cookies, and then Jack got to see a cop.
That is
awesome.
He was
so excited. So I took a picture on Instagram.
All right, let's do a podcast.
You're a thief and a liar.
I only lied about being a thief.
Steal.
Lie.
We're gonna steal the ship.
Commandant. No, Lieutenant.
An idea that is fully formed, fully understood, that sticks.
Will someone like you just steal?
Ideas are bulletproof.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Steal this idea.
Hello again, thieves.
We're back.
We are back, baby.
So exciting.
We got a good episode for you in the books here. Normally, I don't want to throw Andre under the bus here.
He's throwing me under the bus as we speak.
I kind of wanted to.
But go on anyway.
So normally we kind of rotate who brings the big idea. But Andre had a nice eventful weekend in Vegas.
I did.
He made a lot of money. He ate a lot of food. And kind of got that last minute text of like,
I don't have an idea.
I don't have an idea of this.
Where I don't have an idea fully developed. I have my notes app of like 500 half baked.
Yeah. And fortunately, a day prior, I was thinking about an idea, and it's an idea we'll get into. It's going to be the big idea. It was inspired by my other brother, Brent, not Brian. That's so credit to him. And I just kind of been working out in my head, and I was like, I'm like pretty much there. 90%. And then when you text me that, I was like, oh, I'll get the last 10%.
This is my chance.
And so, yeah, I got a great idea. And the more I've thought about it, I'm stoked about it. I think you're going to love it.
Well, really quick, if you're new to the show, a couple of things. This is Steal This Idea, the podcast where we give away our $1 billion ideas absolutely for free every single week. Scott and I bring basically business ideas that we don't have the time, money, patience, effort to develop.
Yeah, and we both come from a sales and marketing background for many, many years. And so we kind of attack these. It's like a Shark Tank in a lot of ways, where we'll bring an idea, we'll flesh out what's good about it, what's bad about it, and oftentimes we encourage all of you to say, hey, steal this.
Steal this. Exactly. That's kind of, we call our audience thieves because we want you to come and steal our $1 billion business ideas. So Scott's going to present the big idea today.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a couple of other show segments for you. We're really excited.
And before we get into that big idea for the new thieves, it's my favorite segment. Good idea, a bad idea. Okay. I got a couple here. I also have two thieves who sent me gibbies that were related to a previous episode. So let's start with yours and we'll go into those.
So Good Idea, Bad Idea is the segment where Scott and I go through our Instagram, our Facebook feeds. We look at all the goofy ads that we get, and we basically come to the podcast and say, is this a good idea or a bad idea?
And usually it's like bleeding edge technology or something really interesting or out there or peculiar.
We don't bring like random
car ads.
Carl's Jr. new burger items. So I'll go first today. I have getspot.com. This is an ad I got yesterday, and essentially it's accident insurance. And they kind of like, their pitch is if you're a kayaker, a rock climber, a skier, or a clumsy, for $25 a month, you can basically get insurance that covers all of the things that your healthcare doesn't cover when it comes to accidents.
I kind of like because breaking a bone shouldn't break the bank. It's a nice alliteration string there. $20,000 worth of coverage for $25 a month. This seems like this should have already existed.
I think it's just a little bit confusing to think about accident insurance that exists outside of your regular health insurance.
Yeah.
Like, how do I know I'm going to actually get value out of this? Because what if my health insurance is just good and covers most of my accident?
I've seen stuff posted a lot of like kind of this new age of insurance where you can get life insurance kind of on a similar model, and pet insurance and funeral insurance, like all this stuff where you basically just put everything on a subscription.
Exactly. There's an insurance for everything.
There's insurance for everything, and it's all, it's the same as these kind of new banks that there's no stores, there's no nothing. It's just like all online. I think it's smart. Like I think old traditional, insurance companies especially it's kind of this like dated field, lots of paperwork and it's just some guy who's run his practice for 40 years and they haven't really been forced to innovate. But I think stuff like this is, healthy for the market.
I think a good value prop is this says, if you get hurt, go to your doctor. Your Spot policy reimburses you for doctor recommended medical costs up to $20,000, whether you have health insurance or not.
Yeah.
So potentially, not that I recommend this, but if you were a young, healthy person that like did activities and things like this, and like, actually, I don't feel like I need health insurance.
Right.
You could potentially get Spot to cover your unexpected ER visit.
Yeah.
You'd still be SOL on like basically any other medical cost, but for your unexpected trauma.
And it seems like rock climbing especially is one of those, like, it's not qualified, they ask, that's one of the few things they ask, like, do you rock climb?
Yeah.
Do you ride a motorcycle? Do you rock climb? Do you smoke? Like, there's a handful of things they ask. So this is for that. I mean, I really like this GIF of this girl
falling in her bathtub,
standing on top of her toilet and just like eating it. Yeah. I can totally envision someone like Chandler, our mutual friend, getting kicked off.
Outdoorsy.
Getting kicked off his parents' insurance and like, maybe being in between jobs. But like, I'm not going to stop skiing.
Yeah.
And so hop on Spot for a year and like, seems like a good idea.
And basically, at least have the peace of mind that if a catastrophe happens, you'd be all right.
I don't have a lot to criticize about that.
I think it's an interesting concept. Accident insurance is not new. I remember a couple of jobs I've had that there's been like a supplemental Aflac emergency insurance. So it's like if you break a bone, it'll cover everything else. But this is just interesting that it's that low $25 price point, very targeted towards outdoors, things like that. Interesting enough.
Yeah, I'm into it. It does. My mind's starting to work. I had the idea, this is a bad idea, but social insurance. So as we move more towards this, like, like an influencer, say, you want to make sure your content continues. And so you pay for like a social insurance to have somebody come and like keep the channel running, keep the posts coming.
That wasn't what I was thinking. I was thinking, so what you're saying is basically
like cover, like whatever the cost of
maintaining
like a content creator, if you're a Twitch streamer or whatever, if you stop, like you bleed followers, right? So like if there was somebody who could come in and like they know the role and they cut whatever the costs are, like they keep it up. They keep it up. Like we got.
So where I thought you were going is insurance for like being canceled. So they're basically like, in the event that somebody uncovers
some racist tweet from 10 years ago,
then we'll pay out $15,000 if you get canceled and your media, you lose your media job tomorrow.
I kind of love that, actually. That
is a fascinating concept.
This idea of like, there's a good chance somebody will litigate you. Like you have a colored history and you don't really know what you've said. And like,
Or you just want to feel safe.
Yeah.
You want to feel like if
I run for governor,
if something happens tomorrow,
yeah,
if I'm accidentally implicated in some sort of scandal and they decide the powers that be shut down my Twitch stream or cancel me on Twitter,
I got insurance.
I have insurance.
I love that.
Can you
Thieves.
Can you imagine being the adjuster that's like, all right, well, unfortunately, we've determined that you can come back from this with a well-marketed apology video. So
That'd be amazing.
all right, that's insurance.
That's insurance. Okay, I got one for you here. This is deltahub.io. And I saw this and a couple things went through my mind here. So what Delta Hub is, or I guess their product is called Carpio, which is an economic wrist rest. So this looks like a small piece of foam that you would put right below your wrist, like where you'd be using like a mouse on a keyboard. And it kind of follows your path, as you're using a mouse, it follows you around. So it's slick on the bottom and you can kind of move between your keyboard and your mouse and it just kind of stays right there. And presumably it helps you with wrist injuries so you don't get carpal tunnel as well. And I'm sure there's lots of great science behind it. What are your thoughts on this before I talk about it?
So I think the really unique product differentiator to me is that it moves on the mouse mat with you. So at my desk, I have a big mouse mat for a large workspace, but a traditional like wrist rest would be annoying because now my hand is locked in like kind of one position. So what's cool is they show these product gifts of it like kind of sliding with your hand.
Right.
It looks attractive enough.
It's $30.
Yeah.
I'm buying 30
it.
euro. Ooh.
$36 USD, just so you know.
So I when I first saw it, I was like, I think I could maybe see Andre using this.
Yeah, I think I'm interested. I occasionally I don't think I have carpal tunnel, and I don't think I'm at risk for carpal tunnel because I have fairly good typing posture.
But some wrist soreness.
Yeah, occasionally my wrist is sore, and I think I'm just a good candidate because, like I said, I have this large mouse mat.
Yeah.
So it seems like a good insurance in a way. Insurance against carpal tunnel.
What I thought was so the thing that I would level against this is that it's very simple. Mm-hmm. This seems like the type of thing that you could reverse engineer very easily. It's a sexy website. It's all kind of black and matte, and obviously have some good branding there. But this absolutely is an idea that you could steal and make a competitor that does literally the exact same thing. I don't think you could patent much of this. So like if you have access to making kind of foam cutout things like this, a machine shop or something like that, like this would be a really easy idea to steal.
Potentially to steal. Yeah.
I mean, not that it's like maybe the most encouraging thing to just like,
steal this great design,
steal this great design or whatever. But like, this is not like the most like, whoa, what an interesting mechanism. Like it's mostly just a piece of foam with a.
And for $40, I don't feel. I mean, I feel good about having just bought it, but.
Yeah.
I'm not thrilled with the value.
Yeah. If it was $19.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe it'll come when it'll be like, wow, this is clearly ahead and above what I would have gotten for $19. So we'll see, and we'll keep these updated.
Yeah. Before we move on to the big idea, 2 quick Thebes submitted things. So one, I don't remember if we talked about this, but on the episode with Casey Dupree, which was it the Garden Box one? No.
Balcony Box.
Yeah. So on that episode, Casey's idea was custom earbuds that shaped your head, or they formed to the insides of your ears.
That's right.
And I think Diego had mentioned, like, I think something like this exists. Anyway, I got an ad for that today, and maybe we can look this up. Anyway, it's called Waves Custom. So you go to Waves Custom right now, they're $119, and it's exactly kind of what you'd think. It scans your ear. Like whether it's a phone, I'm not totally sure. Maybe they send you a device.
It says these are patented mobile 3D scanning technology. So I presume you use it with like your phone or something.
Yeah. And so you like kind of hold your ear, it scans it, and then it basically just builds a model based off of that. And then they send you them for $120.
Yeah, they're attractive too. I mean, they look nice, don't you think?
Yeah. I mean,
not to you.
Well, I don't know. They kind of look like hearing aids to me.
Oh, really?
So this exists, and this is the first time I've seen an ad for that.
$119 also feels perfect.
Yeah, like that to me is like the right price point. I'd be curious, thieves out there who are looking for something like this, give it a crack. Like I'd love to get a review on this. Like I'm kind of I've converted to over ear, and that's kind of my jam now.
I'm the same. I
Yeah.
really just come around on that.
Yeah. So anyway, Waves, WAVS, Waves
Yeah,
Custom.
definitely, if you listened to Casey's earlier idea around custom earbuds, you should look at this product because
Totally.
this is probably the cheapest I think that you can get
Yeah. No
custom
doubt.
earbuds like this. And I disagree with Scott. I think they look relatively attractive.
Well, we'll do a Twitter poll.
That's my opinion.
All right. The last thing here is Giobit, Jiobit. So on I think it was the last episode, we had Josh on and he talked about an app service called Romy. And this is about as close to Romy as you get. I don't know if it has like geofencing, but this is like low jacking your kid with a little tile basically.
Mm-hmm.
And it has an app. It like marks where they travel and stuff like that. So really, my longtime listener of the show, Kelsey Dahl, she sent us this.
Yes. Kelsey.
And she has lots of kids. And I'm sure she's like seeing this, and like, oh, I'd maybe consider this. She lives in the middle of Idaho though. She's not really worried about her kids.
Ah.
Anyway, I wonder if, well, like theirs is like a little dongle though that they kind of got to hold on. I really like the wristband.
Me too.
So anyway,
A dongle seems like almost like a terrible idea.
yeah, it's like something you'd clip to your belt or like a backpack.
Yeah. Then you have to trust that they will.
I know.
Yeah. No good.
So that's good idea, bad idea, Andre.
Love it.
And now we're gonna move on to the big idea. You ready, Andre?
I'm ready.
So at first, this idea I was like, I think this will be good, and then as I talked through it, I was like, this is gonna be really good.
Okay.
Now I'm hyping it up.
Can I go to the Mind Palace?
Yeah, this is
I really love my bi-weekly transition to the Mind.
yeah. This
Palace.
is an app. This is an app first off, and it is geared towards you.
Oh,
Now, this is not a parenting app.
I feel special.
Yeah, this is. I mean,
I always assume it's going to be some kid-friendly
yeah.
idea.
The only other person that this would be geared more towards is somebody who does maybe more international travel.
Okay.
Uh,
Love it. Love a travel idea.
Yeah. So
I'm inspired.
I'm going to ask you two questions. So one, speaking of international travel, where would you say is the next, assuming COVID stops tomorrow, like where it would be the next international place that you would travel to?
So you can pick which one maybe fits the concept more. I think what's the most likely is probably Mexico.
Okay, great.
I've been craving like a beachy vacation.
Puerto Vallarta, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
But if I could pick anywhere, and I intend to go here relatively soon, is Tokyo.
Tokyo.
I'm very interested in Tokyo.
Interesting. Great.
You can pick whichever of
Both-
those destinations suits you.
Both are good. And you are somebody who frequents Vegas.
Yes.
Which is also.
I am definitely a frequent Vegas.
Now, let me ask you this, Andre, before we get into it. When you are in visiting a tourist destination, any tourist destination, Vegas, and you are deciding it's 5:00, I got to get some dinner. Walk me through that process of where and how you decide on what to eat on any given evening.
Depends on where I am.
Okay.
In Vegas, I hop on Open Table because I find that almost every restaurant is an Open Table.
Yeah.
So you can book a table really quick. But everywhere else, I would say Yelp.
You kind
Or
of
I Google like Paris dinner.
Paris dinner, like
Right.
what do I eat, right? Or yeah, Yelp, you kind of see like, all right, what's around me that's
Google Maps. Sometimes.
decently rated, right?
Yeah.
So this is not uncommon. Most people, when they have to decide where to eat, they do just that. Maybe they ask somebody. Maybe they just walk around until they find something. I've done that several times. Or they go to Yelp and they see like what's reviewed, decently well. Now let me paint a picture here for you, Andre. When we're deciding where to eat here, typically you actually the problem you run into is one of two problems, sometimes both. The first is, let's say you are in Paris or let's say Tokyo. Where do I find a really great sushi place? Well, you're going to look on Yelp and you're going to see lots of great places. So one is there are lots of great places on Yelp and they've been, people have gone there and they've been like, yes, this is good. But there is that really great sushi house that you don't know about. It's not on Yelp. It's maybe just outside of your range. Like you just don't know.
Right.
So one is surfacing that really great place. Two is actual indecision, right? Like even if there's 5 places to go to and they're all rated 4.5 stars. That's one of the negative parts of Yelp. Is like, what's the difference between 4.2 and 4.6? Really? I mean, a couple of people had a bad experience. Like at the end of the day, it's probably negligible.
Totally.
So how do you really choose? It's like, well, I kind of just have to pick, I guess, right? And we are, as a society, very indecisive. There's a whole shtick about where do you want to eat? I don't know. Where do you want to eat? I don't know.
Exactly. Back and forth. What about this? What about this?
What
What about this?
I'm not really feeling that. Right?
Exactly.
So we painted the picture of the problem here. So this is a service I'm going to call Bon Appetit. Now, what Bon Appetit does is, let's take a tourist city like Rome, for example, or Puerto Vallarta, right? I, as a Bon Appetit sales rep, have gone to Puerto Vallarta and I've said, I need all the restaurants here. I'm going to sign you up on Bon Appetit. And it's free for them. And what Bon Appetit does is, users who download the Bon Appetit app, when you are in a range, an area, you open up the app and you say, I'm hungry. And this pings all Bon Appetit restaurants in a given area. And what the restaurant owner now has the ability to do is fight for your business. They can now say, you're deciding between one of 7 restaurants that are all basically the same. They sell Mexican food or sushi. What do I do to get you to come to my business? Well, I'm going to give you an extra drink if you come to my place right now. You're hungry? Oh, we'll give you an extra appetizer. Oh, we'll give you free dessert. Oh, well, in fact, we had a catering order cancel. We have way too much chicken. We'll give you an entire free entree if you come right now. Right? So now, as a restaurant owner, in real time, if it's been a slow day and I need to drive traffic to my business, I can provide compelling reasons for you to come to my restaurant, right? And because it's free for me, and we'll get into that structure in a second, I have all the incentive in the world, right? The craziest thing about restaurants is that they use the most archaic, stupid way to advertise, which is these like penny mailers. Yeah. And like they spend tons of money. Arctic Circle is sending you nice printed out coupons for a free small Slurpee or a free small shake if you buy a meal or whatever. Like, who's cutting this out and taking it to the store? It's insane, right? Yeah. Save all that marketing dollars. And now you're not saying like, here's a generic ad that could be for everyone. Here's an ad where Andre's saying, I'm hungry. I'm close to you. I need a place to eat right now. And you are giving him a reason to come to you, right? So you win there because someone's giving you an incentive, like, oh, I get free nachos. Oh, great. Yeah. Right. To me, it's the Chili's phenomenon, which is like Chili's has really good chips and salsa. So it's like, well, they're free. Like, might as well go there. But Red Robin has endless fries. It's like, it gives you a reason to go. Right. So you have that. Now, here's the 2 issues. So one, for businesses, it's a no-brainer, right? It's free for them. I think the pricing model is either it's free for a year and then you pay for it, but probably it's pro features, right? Because the analytics is like insane, right? Yeah. If you can say like, this is your demographic, these are the type of people who are coming to you, here's when and why and peak times, right? Like you can sell pro features, different ways of advertising, right? And then the real uphill battle is getting all of us to sign up for it, right? Yeah. To download another app. So I think the way you start is in tourist areas, right? If you're going to go to Rome, guess what you're going to download? You're going to download the train app. You're going to download the translator app, the tour guide app, iGuides, all of it, right? So downloading one more app in that context actually makes sense. And so you go and you download Bon Appetit when you're going to Rome, and you're expecting for the thousands of restaurants, like an overwhelming amount of restaurants, to give you reasons to come. Like, no, check this out. We have this great view. And by the way, we'll give you this. It's like, oh, they can kind of like sell me on it, right? So I think you start in tourist hubs and then you move it stateside, right? So because people are going to want this back in the States, so you start in New York and places where people are known for food. Like eventually, you end up in Salt Lake, where it's like maybe not the biggest foodie place, but that's a Salt Lake restaurant owner. Like I still want to give my patrons a reason to come, right? And so if it's a regular night here, you're like, well, where should we eat tonight, Abe? It's like, I don't know. Should we get the same thing we always get? Oh, hold on, I'm hungry. Oh, this one place, they're new, they're giving out free whatever. It's like, let's check them out. Mm-hmm. Like now they have a reason to. Now you have a reason to. And that's Bon Appetit.
Good idea. Good idea. I've got a lot to say.
Yeah.
So I think on face, where my brain goes immediately is how you could potentially use this to just solve like supply problems, and how unique as a value prop that is.
Yes.
Is there are going to be restaurants in town that some nights they won't use Bon Appetit, right? They're going to say like, oh, we've got a full dining room.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, exactly.
100 people are saying I'm hungry. You're like, that's not really worth.
Yeah, it's not worth throwing out a free offer. But we're loaded up on there, and we know that when we get a cancellation, or we know that when we have an oversupply, we overbought something, that we want to get a bunch of these specialty dishes out. When we know that like a huge party just canceled, so it's like now we have 6 tables we got to fill all of a sudden.
Sorry. Go on. I just that red light's not on. We're good. Okay. Sorry.
Then you can hop on and basically like just solve those problems instantly
Right.
with whatever you're comfortable offering, right? So I think, yeah, the opportunity there is so huge to just be able to solve simple everyday supply problems alone,
Right.
on top of all the other value prop.
Yeah.
I think as a consumer, we're all going to download any app that's like, download this app to get free coupons,
Right.
essentially, right?
I mean, I guess if you think about like the Chick-fil-A app and stuff, like and you're like, oh, sure, I'll download it.
Yeah, your incentive is that you want the opportunity to get a free
right.
app, a free entree, whatever.
The thing I was going to say that if that ended up being too much of a pain point, because downloading an app is like pretty hard to get anybody to download an app. You could also source reviews, put menus, but then also like there are apps out there that like house loyalty cards that probably won't make it. Chuck a bunch of that stuff all in here, so it's like it's
more fully featured.
Yeah, and so now I have a reason to download it for like, oh, I know the menus in town, and I can make a loyalty program really easily. Yeah. And by the way, there's all this other stuff.
And I think like what is important to differentiate it from, because Yelp, occasionally you'll log into Yelp and you'll see like these little coupon offers. One is that they're always the same, right? It's like free chips and salsa or something like that. I like the idea of a hostess that like is already on an iPad typically, right? And can hop in Bon Appetit and see like who's out there requesting food right now, and like look around basically and make smart offers. Yeah. Right. And say, and there's nobody at the bar, so like let's offer them a free drink. We know that we have this specialty that we're trying to get out tonight. Right. All these different options that makes it interesting and fun to log into the app and see like what comes up. Right.
Totally.
Because I think the initial market is definitely like tourist destinations and things like that. But at home, we eat out all the time. We'd be interested in trying new places. Totally. We'd hit this up just to see like what comes to us.
And imagine there's a 3-star place nearby that's like, you're never going to go to it, right? Because it had a rocky start or whatever, but they have a couple of really good dishes or something, right? And even when you think about the restaurant experience, right? When you say like, what is a 5-star review? For a lot of Yelpers out there, it's like the food must be exquisite to a degree, but like
for perfect service.
Yeah, but for some people it's like, no, I just had like a really gregarious host and they remember it was my birthday. They sang to me and they like, that's 5 stars. Yeah. The food was like whatever, so like you can provide as a restaurant, you can provide like a unique experience that somebody is going to be looking for. We got the game on here. It's like, oh, great. Like I thought I had to go to freaking Buffalo Wild Wings. You guys have the game, and
I never would have known that you guys even have TVs.
Right. I didn't know you existed.
Yeah.
So
really interesting. I like it as a discovery platform. I like it as a just restaurant efficiency platform. Yeah. I think I don't think it's a barrier, but the pricing model I'm interested in. I think if you sat down and read like case studies on all these restaurant apps, like the Chow Now, Yelp, Open Tables of the world, I imagine that the way that they price is probably the same as this app would be priced.
Probably, yeah.
So there's plenty of like market research that's been done on how restaurant owners will tolerate app pricing and cost per lead pricing and all these different things.
I think potentially you could get bought by a Podium type company who is already selling to restaurants.
To restaurants or small business.
Yeah, small business types, So that's Bon Appetit.
All to be considered. I really like it. I think it's a great idea.
This is a service where, especially when you go to Mexico again, you'll think about it because you're going to walk down a row of literally 10 restaurants back to back and be like, what is the deciding factor? And it's usually some arbitrary bullcrap. But if some place was like, hey, Andre, I'll give you 2 martinis,
then I'm in.
You're like,
that's no question.
Yeah, I'll get fajitas anywhere I get martinis.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've won you over. I'm very excited about it.
It was easy.
Easy peasy. Thebes, what do you think of Bon Appetit? We want to hear from you. We normally put this at the end, but somebody brought up a good point, which is you should maybe slot some of the stuff in
earlier in the episode.
Yeah. So follow us on our socials at Go Steal This Idea, GoStealThisIdea.com. You can find all of our cool stuff, everything.
Our Patreon, our emails, our Twitter and Instagram links, all that stuff.
And by the way, this episode is brought to you by someone.
We will splice in a perfect ad read at this point.
Very sorry about this. You should have pulled it up.
Me? Huh? I can read it.
Okay. And by the way, this episode is sponsored by a product that you have purchased in the past.
Yes, that I
Andre.
have right now.
Solitunes. Solitunes, they provide a sleep mask. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Sleep mask that basically
Connects via Bluetooth to your phone.
yeah, and so you can like put on sleep sounds or listen to music or a podcast like our podcast.
Exactly, while you fall asleep in complete darkness.
That's right.
I will say, so I've ordered several sleep masks just like this. I've talked about them on the podcast quite a bit. Solitunes is the comfiest, nicest, like most silky and easiest to pair with my phone.
Silky.
Exactly.
And you get a discount, right?
Yep, that's right. So you can use discount Steal This 20 for 20% off your purchase through the month of August. We'd love to see some people pick these up because they really are great masks and you can use them to listen to our podcast.
20% too. That's pretty
Substantial.
good. That's
Exactly.
substantial. Yeah, Solitunes. Check them out. We'll put them in the show notes, of course.
Of course.
And yeah, check us out. Give us a review. Share us to your friends. We've had lots of people, Stitcher people, new Stitcher listeners. Welcome. We appreciate you. We appreciate when you share us to your friends. We've had lots, I've seen lots of people sharing us kind of semi-organically, which we really appreciate. That means a lot to us.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap up the episode here, Andre. You have kind of an interesting segment we haven't quite done before.
That's right. So one of the things we've been talking about on the podcast quite a bit recently is Scott and I have been doing this for over a year now,
Yeah.
right? So we have a lot of ideas that have been done, a lot that we've talked about here on the podcast, but a lot of the best ones are in those first 20, 30 episodes.
Usually when people, you look at yourself when you listen to podcasts, right? That somebody recommends one.
Yeah.
Maybe you listen to the first, like the most recent 2 or 3. Maybe you go back to the first couple to kind of get a sense.
Yeah.
And then you just listen to new ones moving forward. It's every once in a while somebody will go and just listen straight through, but that's more uncommon.
Yeah. So I think I'll start this off with a question, Scott, to kind of get thieves thinking about this new segment where we talk about old ideas, where we talk about all the things that we've done in the past. Is what is an idea that you think could have been developed? And we don't need to get into it.
Yeah.
Maybe just like the quick one-liner, an idea that was not as developed on the podcast as it could have been. You've thought about it and think it could be better now. And what's one idea that in retrospect, you wonder if it was the perfect fit as a big idea?
Just any one of our.
Yeah, any idea. Well, of your own. I will judge my own. You will judge your own.
Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
It's like, so one of my ideas that
You could have pitched better.
could have pitched better. Okay, well, that's the easiest one for me,
Okay.
which is Civic.
Civic,
Yeah.
which comes to mind for me as one of the worst ideas we've ever had on the podcast.
Right. Which I'm convinced I could repackage it
And get me.
and resell it. I think
Because I told you this at the time on the shows. I was just like, I don't know about this.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think with a day's notice, I could make some more compelling and nice little PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
Especially these days, we're coming up on election year.
Totally.
I think there's money bags in Civic that I could repackage.
Yeah. An idea that wasn't so good? What's your least favorite idea you've pitched?
Least favorite idea we've pitched.
Scott's like, I loved all of them.
I loved all my ideas, so all of them are great. Well, there was a. Well,
I know it's hard because we don't want to trash our own ideas.
yeah.
So maybe I take it back. Maybe the answer is Civic. And it's basically just like, you could have packaged it better. And because you didn't, that's one that we should revisit. Right?
Well, I think Civic's a great idea. I just think that I didn't pitch it to you
Yeah.
as well as I could have. I would say maybe Go Nuts.
Yeah. Go Nuts, we actually could have done tremendously better. So Go Nuts was an idea in probably that first 20 episodes where we basically had a rotating menu idea for donuts
Yeah.
and hot donuts at all hours of the day.
Yeah. Which is like a fine idea.
It's a fairly good idea, but we probably could have pitched it better.
Yeah. Maybe the other one would be Symphony.
What was that even?
I think that might have been the wristband.
Not going anywhere with me. Oh, it was a idea where there'd be a really simple wristband for
Yeah.
managing
Notifications.
notifications.
It's a good idea.
Go back and listen to some of these. 'Cause that's kind of the ultimate objective.
Yeah.
The idea that I wanted to talk to you more about today is Otto. So Otto was a cat food idea that I brought to the podcast.
Right.
And essentially was, there's so many automated feeders for dry food that will spit out a bunch of dry food into a bowl for your cat.
Right.
There's
or
no
or
equivalent-
dog or
Yeah, exactly. There's no equivalent option at all for wet food.
Right.
Cat owners are generally pretty confident that wet food is better than dry food. So then why is it so hard to automatically feed wet food, which is very hard? Like, it's annoying. You got to open a can, you got to dump it out, you got to
Yeah, because
So the can-
it's basically, I don't own a cat, but it's basically like putting a can of tuna.
Yes, exactly.
You have to kind of scrape it
Right.
out, doesn't
And my concept was basically a machine that would squeeze a pouch
right?
of the perfect amount of cat food into a bowl, and then it put you kind of in this ecosystem of their pouch selection.
Which is filled with Fancy Feast, as we discussed.
Yes,
the
which is
best,
the worst cat food.
Oh, that's right.
And that you put you on a subscription model, and
Right.
they'd send you kind of their brand of really great high quality cat food that was meant to be squeezed out into the bowl.
Yep.
The other problem that I recently have had that I've been iterating on the auto idea with is right now I have a fountain water feeder for my cats. So this is a very popular in the pet community right now, is that cats, dogs, whatever, they like to drink out of running water. So a standing water dish is not ideal.
Interesting.
So essentially I have this little
Spout.
flower that creates this kind of waterfall effect of water, and then the cats go and drink out of it. This was after my cat had like a urinary tract infection.
Right.
So he needed to drink more. It cost me I could have developed Otto with the amount of money I spent fixing the cat. So basically now my new and so what this has now revealed though is now that I have this running water, it has to be filtered because the cats drink out of it and their hair gets in the water. So there has to be this carbon activated filter. So now I'm constantly trying to remember to go buy these new filters so that the cat water fountain doesn't get gross. I think I'm interested in an idea of
a 2-in-1.
Yeah, basically. And also just like, I don't know if it can electronically filter the water, but the idea of combining these two critical technologies that cat owners want, which is wet food plus this new water technology.
Yeah.
Interesting to me. And then anything that gets me out of needing to buy new filters and puts me in this kind of recurrent food and water system.
Yeah, I like being a...
Maybe you could somehow also have like a litter box. I don't know. Like, wouldn't it be interesting if there was just a whole little platform of
So now it's like modular.
cat care? It's something to think about.
That's interesting. That's a compelling like gadget ecosystem.
Yeah.
Where, because now what you think in pet cam, slide that puppy on the top,
Yeah.
right? Like think of all these.
And all attractive, aluminum,
Yeah.
black,
Yeah. You have a cat tower that, you can like.
and it all kind of just slots together.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That'd be kind of cool.
Well, it would be nice because you could have just kind of one cohesive
Yeah.
cat unit of the home.
Yes. It's like, this is my cat area. It's got the food. It's got a little area to hang out.
Yep.
It's got a little camera.
That would be pretty cool.
Is there anything else that you
A
could?
toy.
Toy.
There's some like electronic toys now that will fling a little brush or do
Sure.
a red light and stuff like that.
I think there's something there.
I think there's something there.
I mean,
think
it definitely ups the
the value prop is better.
well, the value prop, but also just the amount of stuff that you'd have to create.
Well, and basically, the long and short is if you're interested in learning more about Otto, I do a full pitch of this Otto wet cat food feeder and the system and the pouch and all this stuff in an older episode called Otto, OTTO. You should listen to it if you're interested.
We're going to try and do this more often where, there's a dozen or so of these like middle ideas that we really like, but like they easily have the lowest listens because it was kind of when we were getting
learning. Exactly.
We were learning and getting our footing in the podcast space. So check out Otto because it was good. Yeah. I'm not a cat guy. So like it maybe fell a little, flat for me generally.
Flat, but I think there are cat listeners out there.
Oh yeah.
Cat owner listeners. There are probably also cats that listen to the podcast. They're out there. They know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If you like this idea, send us an email idea at gostealthisidea.com.
What a transition. Idea at gostealthisidea.com. Also, we have other ways to get a hold of us, specifically a voicemail.
That's right. With a phone number.
Yeah, so you can leave us a voicemail. We are backlogged. On the next episode, we'll probably do a couple.
Yeah, we'll listen to some. If you haven't heard yours on the podcast yet, it's coming.
It's coming, yeah. So 888-416-4332. Send us a voicemail. It doesn't ring our cell phones. It just goes straight to a voicemail.
So you can leave us a quick audio message. It's really easy.
Yeah. So if you have that one of those ideas on your notepad, hey, give it to the thieves. Let them steal it.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the podcast.
I think that'll do it.
We had a good idea to be stolen.
Yep.
Andre bought something, which is always a treat.
Yep.
And we brought back. We touched back at Otto, which we made it even better than it was the first time.
Love it.
So. Thieves, we want to hear from you. We appreciate you listening every week. We hope you'll continue to listen, and we know you will because this is the best podcast that you've stumbled upon, surely.
Surely.
We love you, Thieves. We appreciate you, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Use Scipio, the #1 engagement tool for sales teams that want more responses, appointments, and conversations. Message your leads and customers where they are on their phone. I'm not talking about phone calls. We're talking about true one-to-one texting. Use the code STEAL at Scipio.com for 2 free licenses. Use the code STEAL at Scipio.com for 2 free licenses. See you later, thieves.